Sri Lanka is a captivating tropical island in the southern tip of India and home to more than 21 million people. This vivid territory looks green with biodiversity, rich in forest cover, wildlife, crops-filled land, immense resources of water bodies and sun-fed beaches around the island. Sri Lanka, an iconic country for great irrigational creation as old as over 2,500 years. Ceylon irrigation civilization that has evolved on ancient agricultural techniques upholds the agriculture and its betterment at all times. Rural majority, deeply embedded in the agriculture fed by irrigational schemes which are mostly gifted by ancient rulers. Sri Lanka possesses nearly 103 river basins, around 15,000 of tanks with cascades and water-filled reservoirs built in the recent past. The government of Sri Lanka commissioned the 30 years of Mahaweli Development Program in 1970, starting with the Polgolla diversions by constructing a barrage across the river Mahaweli. However, in 1977, the program was accelerated for a much shorter period of 6 years, aiming at obtaining electricity by hydropower generation, developing dry zone agricultural lands, creating employment opportunities, developing new settlements for landless poor to improve their livelihoods, to flood controlling. Accordingly, the accelerated Mahaweli Development Program completed the following major components during the 1980s. Construction of the regulatory reservoirs, namely Kotmale, Victoria, Randenigala and Rantambe in the Mahaweli Cascade system. Development of Mahaweli systems H, IH and MH, including constructions of Dambuluya Reservoir and improving Kalavawa Reservoir. Improving irrigation infrastructure in Mahaweli systems D1, D2 and G. Development of irrigation infrastructure in Mahaweli systems B, C and E, including construction of the new reservoirs Ulhitia, Ratkinda and Maduruya. The program completed construction projects of Moragakanda, Kaluganga and Umayo reservoirs just recently. In addition to the Mahaweli movement, water sector partners in the country executed several multi-purpose development projects with construction of dams and reservoirs. Accordingly, Lunugambehera, Inginimitia, Rambakannoya, Yannoya, Morana, Beheragala, Daduruoya reservoirs, Mavadiode Anikat, Valioya Anikat and many more water storage and diversions kept in developing for agriculture as a first priority, then for hydropower and drinking water. Similarly, many more reservoirs including Lakshapana, Inginiagala, Udavalave, Samanalavawa were built for hydropower generation in addition to agriculture. Mahaweli Water Security Investment Program or MWSIP is under implementation now as a last phase of Mahaweli Development Program. Construction of Northwestern Province Canal and North Central Province Canal are progressing under MWSIP to transfer Mahaweli water to northwestern and northern parts of the country. Development in Madurai Right Bank Canal is also underway, now as a green investment project. Lower Malwatuya Reservoir, Thalpitigala Reservoir, Kumbukkannoya, Allavawa Reservoir, Kudavilachya Reservoir, Ging Nilvala Diversion are being kicked off as just initiated water resource development projects in Sri Lanka. Almost all development initiatives in water sector of Sri Lanka are being carried out as multi-purpose schemes, keeping the agriculture as the topmost priority in achieving sustainable development goals. As such, the government has now placed agricultural development and water resources management as the forefront of its development agenda, realizing the need of ensuring food security, poverty reduction, industrial development, sustainable economic growth, and improving resilience for climate change in the concept of green development. Being a key area of irrigational development, agriculture has great potential in Sri Lanka for viable economic growth and poverty reduction. Hence, nearly 40% of total population engages in agriculture and 42% of the country's total land area goes under agriculture. More than two-thirds of the country's poor live in rural areas, and chance of getting them out of poverty depends on the performance of agriculture and allied rural sectors. Having the power for eliminating poverty, agricultural sector is raising incomes amongst the poorest living in rural Sri Lanka. As a staple food, paddy occupies irrigable lands seasonally in dry zone, intermediate and part of wet zone in Sri Lanka. The area under paddy is 700,000 hectares. About 1.8 million farmer families engage in paddy cultivation island-wide. Sri Lanka currently produces 2.7 million tons of rice annually. The government aim is to ensure the level of self-sufficiency by increasing paddy production through irrigational infrastructure development, productivity improvement, and widening services for paddy farmers. Realizing the negative impact of modern agricultural practices, a sector is kicking off to shift towards organic drive on far-sighted vision, aiming for a healthy nation. Thereby, the water sector of Sri Lanka now is on a path of progress in a highly compatible way with agriculture in the tenets of sustainable development, serving the present and future generations of the country.